I'm going to pour whatever Brittany wants to pour out. And if you are a pint size and I got gallon and you can't handle that, that's a you problem.
Ooh,
that's not me.
Come on.
That's not me.
Come on now.
My essence and my energy is a blessing with a capital B.
Capital B.
I am not being conceited. I'm being truthful. My blessing, I am a blessing to people. I come into their lives and I make it better. I don't come into people's lives and make it worse. And a lot of people can't say that.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another installment of Navigating the Lanes, where I am your co-host.
Look at him about to say host again.
I was, y'all. I am your co-host, Mr. Lane, and I am here with my esteemed, beautiful birthday girl co-host, Mrs. Lane. How are you, baby? How you doing?
I'm 35 and fine.
And that's a for sure right on. Yeah.
I'm doing great, baby.
Good. Well, we are ecstatic to be back with our NTL family. We know we caught a lot of texts and a lot of little messages wondering where we was at last week, but we here. We are in the flesh and we are here. We're in the building.
Yes.
You hear me? Okay. And if you were looking at the thumbnail, if you're looking at the title, this episode is Mrs. Lane's spotlight episode.
Oh, gosh.
This girl is on fire, igniting passion, power, and purpose. So without further ado, I know y'all didn't come to hear me. Y'all already heard me. So we're going to go ahead and jump on into this thing and see what has Mrs. Lane on fire.
Well, we about to release this, but if you know your wife,
Yeah.
well, what I say?
Well, I don't even know if that's YouTube or podcast worthy. I'll just say that, and I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. But, like I said, without further ado, we're going to jump right into this thing. No Vaseline. We're going straight in.
Don't say that.
We ain't supposed to say that?
No.
Dang, my bad, y'all.
Yeah, what the world?
Don't worry about explaining that to your kids. Just tell them we was ashy or something. Anyway.
Oh, my God.
Anyway.
He's hyped tonight.
Yeah. I ain't seen y'all. It's been a week. We ain't seen you. So I am happy to be back with my people. But like I said, without further ado, we're going to go into this spotlight episode with Mrs. Lane. Listen,
Yay.
I got a question. Can I ask you a question, Mrs. Lane? Do you mind if I ask you a little question?
I don't mind. This is
Cool.
what we're here for. So let's
get
roll.
Let's get it. We're going to roll. With this being your spotlight episode and this whole thing is about you, my baby.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, which I may know a little bit. This may be some shockers to me. But tell me and our NTL family, what are the makings of Brittany?
Well, if I must be truthful, that's a great question, by the way. You're doing all right.
I mean, that's just the start. I got some more.
Okay, yeah. Well, if it goes, it's going up from here. So, the makings of Brittany, my goodness. So, as my husband just mentioned, right? I just had a birthday, and I turned 35 years old.
Whoop, whoop.
Yes, 35. It's a blessing. But the makings of me, I think that there's been a lot that has really made me be the person that I am today, and to love how I love and to treat people how I treat people to this day. So when I think about like the makings of me, I think about when God made me, he stopped for a minute and he was like, let me just throw a little bit of razzle dazzle in there.
Razzle dazzle.
Just sprinkle a little razzle dazzle and give her the biggest heart, and give her compassion out of the wazoo, and give her kindness. And there's a lot of things that make up me, and I'm not just gonna sit here and say like the good things, because it's the other things that make up me too.
Right.
We're going through things in life, and how you respond to things in life, or how I responded to things in life, that can kind of make it like, sometimes it's like I do struggle with like trying to fit in and be accepted. The makings of me, though, I would be remiss to say that one of the reasons why I'm so loving and compassionate is because I was rejected so much.
Ooh wee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big one right there.
Yeah.
Elaborate a little more into that if you wouldn't mind.
Oh Lord, he really gonna push me like I pushed him.
You
Okay.
know? Indulge us a little bit. What
So
you got?
there's pain behind this smile.
Ooh.
Like I know what it's like to be compared to other people. I know what it's like to feel rejected, to feel like you don't fit in anywhere. And now that I'm older, I realize like why. I'm realizing why. But rejection is a big part of it. Rejection and abandonment.
Okay. Two heavy hitters.
Yeah, two heavy hitters. Like that's what's behind. And we all have choices that we make in this world.
Right.
And so with being, one of the lanes that I'm navigating is rejection. Another lane is abandonment. I got my issues with that. I don't care who sees this and wants to say anything about it, because this is my truth.
It's your truth.
That's right. My truth. And my cousin told me that everybody has their truth and everybody has their own perspective. You cannot tell people how their perspective is. You can't say it's right. You can't say it's wrong, because it's theirs.
Right.
I may look at Edwin and say, that's a good looking man. You may look at him and say, no, it's not, but I don't care, because that's my man.
Hey, yeah, that's for sure. You know what I mean?
But just saying like, that's our truths. Like I might like something and someone else may not like something. So those are the two that I have really been navigating these past couple of years and having to deal with, and not able to like just shove it back in the closet.
Right.
You got to deal with that, because rejection and abandonment, that will take you up out of here if you allow it to.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Yeah, many different facets.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So I would say that's kind of some of the things, like my heart, my compassion, my spirit. And I really didn't realize that until I got older. And, sometimes you got to watch what people say, because I used to always say, if everybody's saying it, it must be true. So sometimes you'll have enough people saying negative things about you to where everybody else will be like, well, that's got to be true, because it's enough people saying it.
Right.
That means that we need to strengthen our spirits and have more discernment and better discernment, because just because everybody says it doesn't make it true.
That's right.
And so, but this is one thing that is true, and not because it's positive. It's because I know, and I've been doing my work, and I've been healing, and I've got a long ways to go. But like we said in a couple of episodes before, like healing is not a linear journey. It has its ebbs and flows. It has its ups and downs. So I'm learning that I never want anybody to feel like I've felt at times. Like I know what it's like to not fit in. I know what it's like to be talked about. I know what it's like for people to see your light, you don't see it, and then they try to stamp it out. And then when you finally realize it and you do like Auntie Maxine and reclaim your time and your power, you the wrong one. Yeah, that's when you're doing wrong, but it's not.
Right.
It's separating yourself and separating. I've separated myself so that I can take time out for me. And I learned from we learned, Edwin and I both learned from our cousins.
Hey,
like you can't be everything for everybody.
That's so true.
And that is one of the things I've learned. So the makers of me is all of that and then some wrapped up in into a ball that you see here. And it's like, you just don't know sometimes the pain that has come. Like I have ministered to people and have been there for people when I was dying inside. You hear me? Like I was at my wit's end. I was at the end of my rope. And it's just always, I was pouring. But then when I needed things, it's like you can't rely on the same people. And it was like, wow, like I had to take a step back and realize, what am I doing? Right? What's the makers of me? It's like I can't keep pouring from an empty cup.
Right.
We're gonna keep saying that.
It's gonna be repetitive.
It is. Because that's a lesson that I need to still be checked on. Like I can't pour from an empty cup.
Right.
So that's the makers of me. A lot of love, a lot of compassion, but it is because of some of the lanes that I'm still navigating to this day, such as rejection and abandonment. And the feelings, oh yeah. Self-esteem, self-worth. Still going through that, y'all. I know I look like I may have it together, but I don't.
And that's strength in itself. Just that admission that I ain't got it. Yeah. I ain't got it all together. I may look like it on the outside, but I'm still a work in progress.
That's right. That's the important thing. Still a work in progress. That's me.
Yeah.
Like I might have to get that tatted on me or something, like a work in progress. Because that's how I try to live my life. I don't try to judge. Listen, we all out here trying to survive.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to judge you. I've been through those days where, you talk about people and you don't know what they dealing with, but I'm not on that. I'm not on that anymore. When you get older and you separate and you try to work on yourself and you realize how much stuff you got, I realize how much stuff I had to work on and how much stuff I had within me. I don't have time to worry about nobody else. I don't have time to talk about nobody else. I need to talk about myself and the Lord. Okay.
And the Lord.
The Lord with a capital L.
Capital L.
Yes. For sure, right on. For sure.
I love it. Well, listen, you came out the gate on us.
Oh my gosh, here you go.
You came out the gate and we are loving it. And with the abandonment and trying to fit in and find your place in this world or just within family, just within life.
Right.
How has this adversity driven you to navigate your lane?
That's another good one. So, well,
take your time.
Adversity is really nothing that I am a stranger to. I have grown up with, my mother was such a great mom, but we had some adversities, that we were dealing with. And anybody that's grown up, in a single parent household, and whatever parent is your single parent, because it's not always single mothers, it's single fathers or grandparents or aunties or uncles, whoever the guardians were. But mine, my primary caregiver, my primary person was my mother. And we have had our shares of adversity. And so sometimes when I think back about all the things that I've been through and all the things that her and I have been through, I just really get filled up with like so much emotion, because like that lady is my rock.
Right.
And I'm going to say my mama saying, Alice, I love you.
Hey.
I love you, Allie. My Flossie Mae. That's my girl. Okay. Yeah. That is my girl. And I mean that with the utmost respect. She has been down for me since 1988.
1988.
Yes. Like that's my girl. And she has seen me at my highest and she's seen me at my lowest. And I really, really, really admire her. But we went through some things. We had adversities and we're not strangers to that. And so, like robbing Peter to pay Paul and trying to make sure that my needs were met. And I thank God for, my mother. I thank God for my family members that have always helped me along the way. I would be remiss to say anything less than thank you, and that I appreciate everything that anybody has ever sown into me.
Right.
And my mother was like, she always kind of saw like the vision. She saw a greater and a grander vision. And that's one of the things I can say, like she may not realize and she may not think so, but like Ma was she's the visionary. And that's where I get it from. I've always, since I was a little girl, I've had visions and I've had like different types of dreams. And I just always was like, there's more to life than this. And, I've been hit with some things and adversity, like, growing up, I guess you could say, like my husband said last time, like impoverished, really. You know, I had everything that I needed. Like God always made a way. But it was sometimes, you know, where it got rough.
Yeah.
And my mother is a woman of God, and she's a woman of faith. Like I wear it around my neck, faith. Like that's where I get it from. I get it from her. And there's so many great qualities that I get from her. And I guess learning how to navigate adversity, that's probably one of them. Because I know my mom has taken multiple lickings and like take a licking and keep on ticking.
Yes.
And one of the things that I'm learning within my healing journey, therefore, though, is that it's all right to stop and cry and get yourself together and be like, whew, that was a big hit. And I'm learning how to do that and how to handle adversities. And I'm learning how to not worry about naysayers and what other people say.
Right.
Life is hard. We all know that.
It be life in there, y'all.
Be like, life be life, and as we always say, it's hard. It's hard as heck.
Yeah.
But I'm not a stranger to adversity. I'm not a stranger to hard work. I'm not a stranger to none of that because that's where I came from. And no matter where I go in this life, I know and I will never, ever forget where I came from and who I came from and whose I am. I'm God's.
Yes.
And then my mama is like, she's always been like my heart for sure. And so she always taught me how to be a courageous woman. She always taught me how to stand on my own 2 feet and how to work for what you have. And one of the things that I'm trying to learn to do better, though, is to ask for help. I'm still learning.
That is a work in progress.
It's a work. It's a work. But I can't say enough things about it. So the adversity, all the things that I listed, that, you know, the hard times, that has helped to make me who I am. And as I grow and as I get older, I realize like, wow, you are strong. Like you are a strong Black queen. You look at who you came from. Like look at your lineage. Like look at what's running through your the blood that's running through your veins. Like look at your history.
Right.
As you know, I remember hearing stories from my grandparents about, you know, how things where they grew up, of course, with segregation. And, you know, my mom grew up in integrated schools. So it's like, it's not that far. And I'm only 35. So it's not that far, like that history. And look at who I come from, like being the first person in my immediate family to have my master's degree and being able to just go forth and to thrive. I'm just, the adversity just helped to propel me. But I will say some of the things that I went through gave me a little detour, if you will.
Okay.
Like a detour. I didn't go like straight pedal to the metal.
Right.
It's like sometimes going into that self-doubt, falling into that trap of self-doubt. Because like I said, sometimes people will realize the calling on your life. And people, I do know now that I'm older, people realize the calling on my life. They either got envious, jealous, didn't like it. Nah, we gonna find out what her weakness is and we gonna attack that. And that's really nothing but like the trick of the enemy, if you will. But I fell for it because it's hard when you out here trying to be the best person you can be.
Right.
And at the end of the day, somebody still gonna comment and say how fat you are.
Ooh.
Somebody still gonna comment and say you're not like so and so.
Ooh.
Somebody gonna comment and interject and say non-truths about you. So that's what I had to deal with, and that was hard because a lot of times I was just out here I was overly nice because I didn't want people to call me fat. I mean, talk about it. Like I've always struggled with weight problems and issues since I was a kid.
Right.
And so I've always been overly and extra nice because I thought, well, maybe if I'm extra nice and I do what everybody wants me to do and I'm there for everybody, then they won't call me fat at the end of the day.
They won't notice.
They won't notice. And it's like, I'm at the point now, I'm 35. I'm fat, but I'm not ugly.
Hey, it's everywhere I'd like to be. We grown. It is what it is.
Listen, you're gonna make me blush. But listen, That's the thing. And that's why I always try to extend the kindness,
Right.
because I know what it's like to not be accepted for who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nothing wrong with trying to improve yourself.
Right.
And it's nothing wrong with me trying to improve myself.
Right.
However, if you go out of your way to tell somebody that they're fat, that they're skinny, that they're too tall, that they're too short, it's like you're always too something for somebody else. But guess what? I'm going to pour whatever Brittany wants to pour out. And if you are a pint size and I got gallon and you can't handle that, that's a you problem.
Ooh,
that's not me.
Come on.
That's not me.
Come on now.
My essence and my energy is a blessing with a capital B.
Capital B.
I am not being conceited. I'm being truthful. My blessing, I am a blessing to people. I come into their lives and I make it better. I don't come into people's lives and make it worse. And a lot of people can't say that. I don't care if it's to be a friend, to be your prayer partner, to stand in the gap, however way that I can. I don't come to take from you. I come to pour into you.
Better say so.
But pouring into people, I have to learn how to allow people to pour into me. That's what I did this weekend. And it was amazing. But I ain't going to lie about it. I felt weird. I felt guilty because I keep giving myself and just giving myself. And it's like, it's okay to have people to pour into me.
Yes.
Don't feel guilty. I'm trying not to feel guilty.
Right.
About doing that. So I guess I'm going to get off my...
Oh, no.
I'm going to get off my soapbox with this.
You got us glued in. We like, oh, come give us some more. Give us some more. Oh, man. Well, listen. You just said a mouthful and then some. You know, if you a pint and I'm a gallon and you can't handle it, that's a you problem.
That's a you problem.
Oh, man, I love it. I love it. Well, with you being such a gallon that you are, I got another one for you, Mrs. Lane. You know, you're a professional. You're a scholar.
Oh, Lordy.
You're a wife. You're damn near a boss in your own right.
Yes.
How do you navigate, or should I say, prioritize your main lane, which is yourself? How do you do that?
Ooh. I'm still figuring that out.
That's real.
Because being all of those things that you just said, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. It takes understanding from my precious mate here.
Hey.
Like when I say this my ride or die too, like it takes a lot, because when you've come from adversity, one of the things that I feel like a lot of us deal with is the toxic grind culture. And when you grew up without it and you finally get a little bit of it, you don't want to go back.
No.
And you're going to do whatever it takes to not go back.
Yes.
And what I have learned and figured out is that sometimes being the most dependable and the best worker does not get you where you think it should get you. And a lot of times just putting in extra work, because I'm guilty of this, and just being completely honest, just putting in extra work where you shouldn't be. I shouldn't have been. Taking time away from family that I shouldn't have. Just trying to be successful, because you don't want to be, at the end of the day, the lights got to stay on.
Yeah.
And I thank God for my husband that is a wonderful provider for our household. And of course I go to make it easier for him because I'm his helpmeet.
That's right.
And we're in our building years now.
Yes.
You know, this ain't back in the 19 somethings, and where certain folks were buying houses and different things for like $7,000, $8,000. Like, nah, bro. This ain't the time.
Nah.
So prioritizing all of those things, like he said, professional, a scholar, a wife, and he even threw that boss in there. He know I don't like that word.
I know she does.
But throwing all of that in there, it's very hard to keep myself in the mix, because I feel like, I think it was Muhammad Ali that said, what did he say? He said, service is the rent that you pay for being on this earth.
Okay.
And I really realized that I kind of lived my life like that, but I was serving too much.
Ooh.
And it was like, at the end of the day, well, where's the time for Brittany at?
Mm-hmm.
You know, where if I'm not right, how can I be the best mate for him? Like,
Right.
how can I be there for him and help to sow into him when I'm not even right myself?
Right.
And so being a professional and just trying to step out of the box, because I'm a jokester. My real friends know me. Like, I can crack a joke. If I don't crack nothing, I'm gonna crack some eggs and I'm gonna crack some jokes. Okay.
Yeah.
So I and it's like, you don't expect it because I'm slick with it a lot of
Yes,
times.
she's very slick.
Yes. So thank you. I'm slick with it. But I really think that being a professional, and this is just me speaking, anybody that's watching this may have a different order.
Mm-hmm.
But later in my life, like as I've been doing my healing, I want to prioritize things. I want God as the head of our household. We both want God as the head of our household.
Yes.
And so I prioritize that as me, having God first in my life, and then being the best wife that I can be, because I signed up to do this thing with him.
Yeah.
And we 7 years in the game.
We are.
And so if anything, nothing's going to come between this.
Nah.
Nothing or nobody will come between this. So when I prioritize things, but I would be honest and say that there were times that I went to work and I shouldn't have. I should have been there for my husband. And I should have been there for my family a little bit more. I'm gonna be honest. That
It's all right. Take your time. Take your time.
That kind of fills me up. Cause I did, because I know what struggling and what adversity is like. And I didn't want to, and I thought, if I just work this hard and if I work hard as I can, then this is gonna happen. And it's like, it don't happen that way.
No.
It don't happen like that. And when my husband got sick, was that 3 years ago?
Yeah.
4 years ago.
We'll share that on a later episode.
Yeah. When he got sick 4 years ago, we'll go a little bit more in depth later.
Yeah.
That put my life into a brand new perspective.
Yeah.
And I said, I will never, ever, ever, ever choose anything over my relationship with Christ. And right under that is my husband.
Right.
So, you know, I got to do what I got to do. And as being a new wife, I had to navigate and I had to learn that. And I feel like it's like a weight off my shoulders to just say it. But that's something I'm navigating to this day. It's like just trying to be the best at everything, because even Shonda Rhimes said it. Like, when I was writing when she was writing those killer screens for Scandal and all her different shows, like, she was killing the game, but she was being like, she felt like a horrible mom because she was missing everything.
Right.
And then when she was being a good mom, she wasn't producing the best stuff.
Right.
So something's going to lack all the time.
Yes.
Something is always going to lack.
Yes.
But you have to make a decision, and I had to make a decision that who or what is going to come first in my life. And when I become a mommy, it's going to be God, my husband, and then my children.
That's right.
And then everything else behind it.
That's right.
So that's just how it is. And that's how I prioritize it, because I'm a relationship-based person. And I love people. I love my people. And if I call you my friend, that means I will go to the edge of this earth for you.
That's right.
If I call you my friend, but I'm very careful who I call my friend nowadays, because a lot of people will use you.
Ooh-wee.
And I've been, just reevaluating different positions and friendships and things in my life, and just being like, Yeah, sometimes you just got to hit it with the
That's about all you need.
It don't have to be bad blood. Does not have to be bad blood, because we too grown for that.
Yeah.
But sometimes just have to realize, like, I got to surround myself with people that pour into me like I give to the world. Like I pour into everybody. Like I said, and my aunt said it, she had this cute saying. She said, I might can't. She said, I'm going to try to help you, but if I can't help you, I'm not going to harm you.
Not going to harm you.
So that's the thing. If I can't help you, I would never wish you no harm.
That's right.
Never. That's not in me.
All right.
That's not in me. So I'll say that. I prioritize myself a lot more now. I try to get to the gym when I can.
Mm-hmm.
I like to do my face mask.
Mm-hmm.
I like to study my word.
Amen.
I like to just sit and have conversations with my husband. We have dinner at the table.
Yes.
I like to do all of those things because at the end of the day, 5:15, I'm off. I'm out.
Gone.
Don't call me about nothing else. That's how I'm living my life now, because I used to answer calls all the time. Not anymore. Calls, text, about stuff that can wait. Yeah. Not today.
Not today, she says,
Not
y'all.
today.
Girl is on fire.
Show you right.
Ooh, wait, she ain't stopped, y'all.
Nope.
Well, listen. I got one more question for you.
All right, give it to me.
Golly, ooh, she ready, y'all. Come on. All right. The last and final question.
Uh-huh.
What advice would you give young Brittany or women alike that are or have been everything for everyone?
Ooh. I would say reach out to somebody that is older and wiser to, and I hate to say it, but kind of like mentor, because we don't meet people by happenstance. So everybody that I've met in my life, I realized was a lesson or a blessing, or sometimes both.
Right.
So everybody, and I think we think of that as just in relationship terms or whatnot, but everybody is a lesson or a blessing or both, you know. So an advice that I would give to a young me, let me start with myself first.
All right.
The advice that I would give to a young me is, girl, you are beautiful.
Yes.
You are amazing. Your heart is so huge and magnificent, and to not let the world tarnish it.
That's huge.
That's what I would give to myself. Gosh, you just had to make me tear up a little bit. That's what I would give to myself. For somebody like me, I would say the same thing. And like Angela Bassett, I'm coming with all these things.
All the heaters.
I listen. And when she said, if God be for you, who can be against you? It's in the word first. So let me give it to the, let me give the credit where credit is due. But it's the way she said it. When she accepted an award, she was like, if God be for you, who can be against?
Amen.
And so that's what I would give to women like me, is if God is for you, who can be against you? And if they against you, it's because it's something about you. It's something about the calling on your life. It's something that is irritating them. It's irritating them and making them insecure. It's irritating them and making them unsure because they may no longer be the center of attention. So that's what I would say. And that's what I would give to any young lady. And to myself, I would also say, girl, you about to rock and roll in this world. Like, you're about to just soar.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Yeah, you're going to make it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to make it. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
You're going to make it. And everything that you went through, all the heartbreak, all the heartache, it's going to be purposeful. And all of that was just to set the stage for what God has for you, me. That's what I would say to me. And I would say that to anybody else. This is going to set the stage because it's going to be so amazing. So amazing. Oh, goodness.
We navigating the lanes, y'all.
Yeah. Navigating them real good.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Well, listen, we done been on here for a few minutes. We ain't even told y'all to like, share, subscribe. But like, share, and subscribe.
Please do.
Because we here.
We here.
Man.
We here. And I just want to say one last thing.
Oh, you got something? Come on. My bad. My bad.
No, I'm just saying, like, we really appreciate the support. And we appreciate, because this is really helping me to heal. This is helping me to get to my next level. I'm so excited where God is taking us next. Like, I'm so excited about doors that are opening. I'm so excited about just being in a great spot. And I just thank God for it, because we've been doing our work individually and collectively. We have, and we just been doing it. So I would say to anybody, just like to close out, like, you all, if you separate yourself, or if you feel in any type of way sometimes, like, I don't know who's for me or who's against me, like, separate yourself and pray for discernment and pray for God to show you what you need to do, and get in the word and to read and to know him for yourself. I would encourage anybody to do that. Or, you may not be a Christian or anything else, but to do something that's not harming anybody else. Whatever you choose to do, no judgment zone, but to better yourself, to be a better human being, and do all things out of love, because God loves a cheerful giver. So do all things out of love. And what you give out is what you will get back. You will reap what you sow.
All of the days long.
That's right. That's it. I'm done, y'all.
Listen.
Like, share, subscribe, please.
Like, share, subscribe. We have had Mrs. Lane.
Yeah, I'm here.
This girl is on fire. You hear me?
I'm trying to be on fire for the Lord.
And she just spilled out a little bit of her passion and how she gained and regained her power, and how it's all going to be purposeful in the end.
That's right.
I loved it.
Well, thank you.
I loved it. I did.
You had some pretty doggone good questions.
Well, I'm a good journalist when I want to be.
Oh my gosh.
Not really.
Y'all listen, last time I'm going to say this.
Oh gosh.
Like, share, subscribe.
Please.
We appreciate the support.
Please.
And we're going to give it a little break on our little daily challenge, because we want to see. We're just going to pop them up, because now we don't want to be too predictable. And do it after every one.
Yeah.
So we're going to just keep watching. And we're going to pop it back up later. But
keep watching.
We appreciate the support from everybody, and thank you.
And we appreciate those of you that are watching, and when you see us out and you're like, hey, we love what you're doing, we appreciate that. Like, that throws us over the moon.
Yes. Shout out to Tay and Ashley.
Yes.
Shout out to y'all, because they was like, we see the podcast, we like it. We love y'all. Thank you for the support.
Love it. Love it. Love it. So, hey, without further ado, y'all, I am Mr. Lane. And this is my esteemed co-host, Mrs. Lane. And we're going to catch y'all on the next one.
See ya.
And